BOIS comp, I feel, Estelle Julie. Fawn of the Rasmus is a little uncharacteristic, I think. I don't see him on it too often, but I'm down. And, Tempo Melon, rocket up on the Dubu, as she always does.
Yeah, wow. I mean, it's Bells who gets the first KO onto the Era here, fresh after hold by their Lonesome. But the Atlas variant makes it so hard for them to kind of make fast rotates that, and Kainoob is almost taken off the field. That Carmine is back, the midfielder's back. Nice piercing shot though from Kainoob means that the barrier is down. Carmine looking low once again, and they just got back here. The Blavo is dodged around. Frightfully Fresh does get the jump, but pushing through all three members of the BOIS. And now Bell's angling it up, dodges the Maelstrom. Tempo, nice stun onto Vaughn. Does mean that they get their first barrier. Nice wait from Kainoob. Has to use the flip though, and even waits out the donut. Oh my goodness, that core is going to travel so fast. Bell's centered up, nice and ready. Doesn't have the dash quite ready now, but Frightfully Fresh. Oh, holds, and waits out the dash punch. So Rat Pack is still in this. They do have a chance. Tempo Melon does miss the strike, doesn't miss it this time, and the nice bounce does mean that Kainoob will get the first goal.
Absolutely, and I think this will be first of all, very interesting game. The Awakening draft, in case you haven't looked at the bottom left, the other Awakening was Berserker. Notorious, popular Awakening that everybody loves to take, and obviously it's just not a very good game for it. That's why nobody's taking it. The other option being Orb Dancer. So, we may not see it, but I heavily suspect that at a certain point the teams will probably, whenever somebody gets one Orb Dancer to 5 stacks and they see them start flying, I imagine we'll start seeing a little mini game that happens in Orb Dancer games where the orbs spawn and it becomes a little race. Like everybody's got to get their orb. You got to get your little breakfast.
Yeah, 2 seconds in for breakfast. Bell's actually snacking on Fresh's orb here. So that's not a good feeling. The Maelstrom coming in fresh, trying to get some value out of losing their snack, but doesn't get it quite yet. Carmine dealing up there. Tempo trying to get an angle onto Vaughn, dodges expertly, does the Rasmus, but this is still Dubu with a flip, always scary. Bells also has a flip. Nice rotation up was from Fresh, but Tempo can't seem to get their hands on the core, or their paws, I'm not sure because it's a hamster. But they do have a core flip ready. Fresh dashing in, doesn't use the core flip quite yet. Both teams waiting it out. Maelstrom coming in, that's a strong push here, but nice Crystal Thorns, and Bell's just sharking around with a core flip dash punch in hand. Oh, or reset. Bell's all that snacking for naught, and the barrier's open behind Bond's back. Tempo just walking up. Kainoob is huge though and has a core flip. Fresh is almost taken off the field, Bells is back though. Now Carmine trying to hold a 2v3. Tempo, nice hold, using the log, using the tofu. Bond, nice clear upwards, back to Kainoob, pulls Tempo Melon back, which means that the core is back to neutral. Bell's trying to find another angle for the dash punch. Carmine has a core flip, spends it. Unfortunately, the Blavos get in the way. Kainoob wins the orb war once again. We're not going to see a super big hamster, just a little big one. Carmine, nice rotation up top. Out Kainoob and Tempo Melon play their own game in the middle, walking up to help Vaughn, who does clear up top, wins against the Era. Bells misses the punch, and that means the core goes to, once again, back on the side of red team somehow. I mean, Vaughn just wins these interactions. Great slime from Frightfully Fresh, and Tempo Melon has to walk back all the way. But now Orb once again, and finally we see Tempo Melon win the war, but Bells wins the goal, and BOIS take the first set.
They do, and I'm very... It's really interesting, first of all, draft. I don't think there's anything too exciting here. Heavy Impact maybe is a little impactful, but kind of just going to take the glass, it looks like, and probably save the Heavy Impact or the Peak Performance. He's changed his line. I'm sure one of these players is taking Heavy Impact, the other's taking glass. I don't know, actually. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know what anybody's doing. Heavy Impact sucks. It is a bad Awakening. My fault.
Tempo likes Heavy Impact.
But as I was trying to say before, it is really interesting to see Vaughn Kainoob defense. Because it really does feel like they are so effective at tracking CDs. The both of them, and I have a feeling it's probably not something they're talking about. I have a feeling it's just both these players are so experienced and they just know whenever the Juno has something that can reach, and they know when they can go for their out clear. Tofu Fortress.
Dude.
It just keeps happening. Oh, Bells, he's doing the thing.
Yeah, I mean, Kainub and Vaughn so good on defense, and Bell's just winning all the strike force up front. The boys, I mean, they're 4-0, and I mean, they're really showing why they're 4-0 in the most premier American Omega Striker tournament. We are on the Obscura variant though, so maybe we'll see something different from Red Team here.
This is messed up. Vaughn, unfortunately, it's not gonna work out. I think we gotta we gotta cut that short a little bit. Bells is trying to find something. He'll find a barrier for his troubles, but he's a little low, and you know, little orb mini game. Like I said, everybody's feasting.
Yeah, everybody is feasting, but they also need to make sure that they don't lose their stacks, which can happen if they die, which Carmine is about to. Blue team does get the second barrier. Tempo has to use the Corplet, but Vaughn was on top of it, was hugging the back. No danger there. Tofu Fortress coming down. Wins the Strike War, does Bells. Kainub and Carmine both running for the hills, running for the snack. And oh, Tempo misses the log. Unfortunately, Vaughn does get a lower clear. Maelstrom coming in. Carmine looking low. A great Rose Warp from Kainub. And even gets it through Tempo Melon, does Vaughn. And now great dribble from Tempo, but even that is cleared by Vaughn. And now Carmine looking like the orb stack, maybe reset. Great flip coming out from Bells, dribbles off, reading Fresh's jump. And now we see Carmine and Bells low once again, but now this time add Kainub to the mix, who's low with the course going to them. They really want to get a pick onto one, but Bells' dash punch is the one that sticks. Now, boys, 5 points in a row.
5 points in a row, and that was a really nice like alternate dash punch. I think you don't see it too often where you like dash punch and you set yourself up for the top shot. You know, normally dash punch is dash punch. You do what you do. But I really do feel like we're, you know, it's really easy to like recognize. Like you can see Bells, like the pressure he's putting. Well, not the pressure he's putting on, but the value he's putting on these orb stacks. And if you watch Kainub in these defenses, a lot of the time, he's putting a lot of value on them too, and you can just see they go around and like it just they just need one, and like that tends to be enough. They've also they're building energy advantage off of it. That's a big thing. Levels, energy, those will heavily impact the draft. We'll see if the draft actually rewards Bells with anything, and it's not looking too hot right now. Probably an Inner Focus if I had to guess. And oh no, no way, really?
We're having fun.
I'm down for the, you know, Bells is, if anybody can lock in and dodge more, it's probably Bells. That guy has a lot of experience on the you know, the space gliding role. But yeah, red side here actually does get a little bit of damage with the Stinger Juno and the explosive Dubu, albeit I don't know if I don't know if that's the kind of damage, the on-demand damage you need, you know. Like it's very up to the enemy.
Tempo has heavy impact too, though, and this is a huge Dubu. Oh my goodness! There goes the Fortress, used as a shield bash actually instead of a defensive one. But now it's a power play from the side of Rat Pack. They're trying to get the point that they've been desiring for so long. Great passing plays. Tempo does losing the Kainub though, and now Bells is back. Maelstrom push. It's gonna be so strong, but even that just sorting the Dubu over and over again. The defensive capabilities of the blue team so strong. Bad Boys are making it work, and the core back again in neutral, and one barrier at a time. They're clawing the game back. Second barrier falls. Bells is also looking low, and Tempo Melon just guarding the orb. But that means that Vaughn and Kainub have free reign in the middle. Nice Tempo. Excuse me, wait a minute, not as nice.
No.
Oh my goodness. I think that was an insta flip. That was for Tempo, right?
I don't know.
No, Bob, I need you to explain this. You can't give up here.
I don't know, man. All I know is Vaughn will be coming back to record that one, if he hasn't already. That's going in the Tempo montage. Oh
my goodness gracious me.
That's is what it is. Going into this, the Bounty Castle, red side, 2 flips to work with, and they've really got to start figuring out something, because you don't got a lot of time left in this game to dilly-dally.
Yeah, I mean, this is already their match set here for if you're Sad Boys, and great snipe here from Fresh and Carmine, getting the core out from the clutches of that barrier, keeping both barriers strong. They are going to lose one from Bells, who does use the dash punch, and now Kainub has a core flip in the midfield. The nice rotation using the bounce from Frightfully Fresh even get the second barrier open net, but they've been in this situation countless times, was the Sap Boys in this game, and they're putting on pressure on Tempo Mel, and Kai Noob and Bells are so fast right now, and Tempo can't seem to find some value out of that damage picks, and it's actually the one getting killed in reverse. Nice core flip coming out. Bells also has a core flip. This could be it if they have to set up Flame Flurry into core flip into getting it down into the goal. Sap Boys are on match point just like that.
Match point, and Vaughn has decided that he's going to go ahead and take himself a little Tempo Melon kill for the road. Go ahead and shut the stacks down, and it's looking really bad. I'm going to be honest. I'm a Rats fan. I'm also a BOIS fan. But if you're like a Rats super fan, right, and you like really want them to win, or if you're a Rats player, I guess, you probably want to win. And it seems like Tempo might have found the secret of just putting the enemy players in the net.
Yeah, nice rotation from Tempo Melon. Vaughn holds, but Tempo Melon is very threatening if they have a dash going. Caveat if they have a dash going, and now this Atlas variant Vaughn is just waiting, and Tempo is caught on the other side of the field as a slow, lumbering Dubu. Maelstrom also goes awry. A fresh Carmine trying to do the double defense. The Blabo holds the core, unfortunately in place for blue team, and Sad Boys. There we go. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0 victory. I mean, it's a strong game. It's a strong game that they played.
It is a very strong game, and also, you know, I want to see Rats. I want to see Rats hit the drawing board again.
Okay.
I think there's just a lot of issues with the comp that was drafted. Notably, Juno era. I don't know. Maybe they know something I don't. Maybe it's working out for them. And like scrims and stuff. We never know what's going on in the players' heads. But whenever I look at this draft and I see Era Juno, the first thing that comes to my mind is that you just have no way to get the ball away from Bells. Or any brawler for that matter. You have Era Beam and you have Juno Primary. And those abilities respectfully suck at doing it. Like, and then other than that, your only defensive tools is Era NATO, which also kind of sucks. And like Juno secondary, I guess, but like you just get dash punched by like any brawler, or you get Estelle beamed. Like, how do you like actually get the ball? How do you dig the ball away from a brawler? And also be like, the only upside I can think of for this comp is that like if you get possession of the ball and you get it forward, Era Juno backline will probably keep possession for a long time, but it never felt like they got a chance to do that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we saw glimpses of their offense, right? Tempo Melon getting some cheeky Tofu Fortress kills, and pushing with the Maelstrom, letting Tempo like threaten to kill with the Summer Assault. I mean, we saw glimpses of what Rat Pack wanted to do with this comp, but I think you're right. Defensively, they couldn't really stand a chance against that Frostfire forward duo here was Bells and Kai Noob, and they gotta. I mean, this is Sap Boys. They're 4-0. They're looking to take 5-0 here, be on top of the league. You gotta pull out the stops if you want to beat them. You gotta reach deep into your bag of tricks. So back to the drawing board, but hopefully the change comes on Gates of Obscura with a Deadeye peak performance start. So these are some high value awakenings on a very fun map. What do you feel about this?
Absolutely. I'm a big Gates fan. I think Gates has a ton of I think Gates is one of the best maps. I think it's got a ton of, whether you like corner offense or you don't, whether you like playing. My only real gripe with it is I think Dubu is really oppressive, and we can definitely see that reflected in Dubu ban from Rats. But other than that, I think Gates has a lot of different picks that can work on it. I think the portals are very fun to watch, and maybe not play around if you choose to kind of like ignore them. But once you get into like a Gates like feel, I really enjoy that map, both as a player and a spectator. And on top of it, we're kind of seeing both ends of the spectrum here, where with the wide cast of characters that are good on this map, your Kai, we got a Kai pick for the boys. That could be Vaughn or Kai Noob, we're not sure yet. That Kai's very happy with peak performance, right? And the Rats, Estelle, Luna are very happy with Deadeye. They could also go for, I don't imagine Luna's going to, but Estelle can opt into a peak performance if she'd like.
Yeah. I mean, but this is Estelle Luna. What do you think rounds off this comp here for the Rat Pack? I assume this is Tempo's Luna, right?
Probably. That would be what I would imagine. And I think you could really go two ways about it. I would personally, if they've got a Rasmus goalie, and we can see it now, it is a rune pick, and I can see why. You just want the pressure. You want that like map pressure that kind of like makes up. Your Luna and your Estelle already have a lot, but they're probably going to be doing a little bit of damage dumping if I had to guess. You have the Estelle for like just hit stunning the brawler the moment he touches the core, right? You just throw your primary at him. You have Luna Rocket as well, and then Rune just kind of picks it up wherever it goes. If it goes open space, drop a Rune Pillar on it, right? If you ever get an offense going, drop a Rune Pillar behind him. Like Rune does get a lot of value here. I see the reason why it's picked. My main concern is kill confirm might be a little rough. Also, Vice X might just kill Rune. That is a real hope.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is Carmine's Rune, so this was a Rune midfield, not a Rune goalie. But I don't. Yeah, if Carmine can banish Vice when Kainu is ulting, though, I think that's another good thing. But we'll have to see.
I love Gates of Obscura. Look at him go! Wait,
so much portals.
Hey, no, actually, really cool little kickoff sequence there from Carmine and Tempo. I don't know how much of it was just extra dribbling for the love of the game, or how much of it was actually useful, but it looked really cool and it looked really fun. And Carmine actually finding the banish and the pillar to come down, and yeah, immediately it's looking like both barriers are in a bit of a danger.
Yeah, once the kickoff settled, we saw SatsBoys have all the barriers, and now they even claim the goal here. And oh my goodness, Tempo Melon and Frightfully Fresh, they have yet to be level 2.
They are. Once they get level 2, though, it will be a very different game. Notably, the Luna and the Rune combo is very, very scary. But also, something neat, and we were talking about the options that both of these teams had with peak performance or Deadeye. They've all actually opted into peak performance, everybody in the lobby.
Yeah, you're right. Even Tempo Melon is using that. Bell doesn't get the Luna Root comboed, but doesn't matter as Tempo Melon just tips the core into the goal. Rat Pack looking better already. I gotta say, it looks a lot more comfortable for them here. So we see another fun portal kickoff here coming in. Getting the lower barrier was Tempo Melon. Carmine flips the core through, but it's getting beaten up from Bells. Does escape with the nice secondary though. And now Frightfully Fresh has a core flip. Oh, but a great supernova from Kainu. Unfortunately, Carmine wasn't able to react in time, and now Vaughn and Bells both have core flips. All 3 members of SatsBoys have core flips now with very low energy on the side of Red Team. They win that strike war though. Nice pass through the portal to Frightfully Fresh, but this means that Bells is open for business. They get it up to Vaughn, and all 3 SatsBoys players just playing so well in tandem with each other. Vaughn just stepping out, believing in his teammate, just covering everything that their teammate can.
Yeah, that is a very Vaughn thing to do, especially whenever he locks the Kai and the eject. He will just get in there, and it's not really a matter of who he's playing with. I've seen him, he just loves getting in there. He loves leaving the net. And that is that's a trait I think a lot of brawlers maybe don't like as much, but I think Bells is very happy to just say, okay, take this. I don't really care about it anyways. I'll hit my clip later,
Yeah, and my goodness, as a team, I mean, SatsBoys are looking so dominant in this first set. They had to ping pong. Rat Pack had to ping pong because there doesn't seem to be another good place to clear, and now we have X in the first set getting first draft, and Spec Training's on the board, bulk up's on the board. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely, and situational awakening pick, bulk up. Yeah, I mean, X is very, very happy with that. Now, Rune does get a little something. Probably holding that draft to make sure that their Luna gets something as well. And this is actually a little bit of everything for, a little bit of something for everybody, I think. Hotshot Rune is something you're very happy with. If you can get... You're almost always pillaring for core interactions anyways, so you almost always get that. Tempo Melon. Spec Training makes that Luna ult very, very scary, and also makes that Rune combo very, very scary. And we may see it right now, and yes, we will. Goodbye. Unfortunately, you didn't you didn't evade the Rune Banish, which means you're gonna eat both. But if you evade the Rune Banish, you're gonna eat the Luna Nuke anyways.
Yeah, it's a rock and a hard place, and they make it work. But the power play still is survived by the Sad Boys. They gotta make these kills turn into something else. But right now, it's all Bells. I mean, and Bells gets the goal.
Yeah, and
this is Sad Boys all the way.
it is. This is the, the NASL team right now. Like, if this is probably, I mean, not right now. They've always been, but in this current season, this is probably the team you're looking at for comfortably making it the distance. And I mean, we can see why. It just seems like they're so confident. Even right now, look at how far Vaughn is up. Yes, he has eject, but he has full faith that Kaido's not gonna lose, and that even if he does, they'll be okay. They'll find a way. And that is such a strong trait to have. Oh, good save by Fresh though.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta keep talking about these traits because it's working for them. I mean, Rat Pack had a little bit of a stronger set one, but now Sad Boys have just completely taken over, even with these strong awakening picks from the Rat Pack.
Yeah, it is very brutal, because Rat Pack did get a strong combo with the Spec Training that enables what they want to do, but there's still so much missing for that to be... That is a plan, but without, like, some CD for your Rune on an ability that notably matters, namely the ult, right? Without some damage on your Luna. That combo is only up every 40 seconds, and, I mean, the boys have one of the shortest game... Not one of, they have the shortest average game time. They're not gonna, like, let you get 3 or 4 of these combos off a game, or off a point, you're getting one.
I see. And Tempo Melon does have to flip, uses it immediately onto Vaughn. Carmine, unfortunately Core slips through, but Fresh was there. Tempo back again, 1v1, 1v2 now with Kainu coming in at the top side. But this lets Carmine set up, has to portal back though, to get the pillar set up, but this makes Tempo Melon all by her lonesome. It's looking a little rough. Bells pops to X Max with Tempo, nice dash into the flick, unfortunately misses, but Kainu is there, right in between, but Vaughn and Kainu both answer. And now Core slips through the portal. Fresh is there, trying to get there for his time to set up. It's gonna be Carmine first. Nice primary there, and using the secondary setup, but not needed. Tempo finds the goal this time, and Rat Pack, signs of life, long road to go.
Yeah, rare. I mean, it's not even really a mistake. It was honestly a good read by Tempo to just go down and like cut that, even though it looked like they were going to go bottom. Bell's managed by the first barrier, but it does really feel like it feels a bit brutal, honestly, for the Rats.
Yeah, it's looking very scary. Fresh does have a core flip though. Supernova coming in, trying to force out something, but Fresh does hold on to that flip for dear life. Carmine trying to nice bounce off of the pillar though, going back through the portal. Fresh takes it upwards around Bells, who does have short reach, but Tempo is taken off the field. Fresh has to burn a core flip, and now no pillars left from Carmine means that Bells has free reign over the barrier. Bond is racing in with the eject button, with the core flip, and hold. Carmine and Fresh hold. Pillar coming down, and Tempo is back. Power play has ended, but that doesn't stop the Sad Boys right now with their onslaught. Kainu's looking really low though, and they really want to finish him off potentially here. Carmine and Tempo both going in. Pillar coming down, adding an extra layer of strike, and Fresh does hold against the entirety of the Sad Boys right now. And Bells, such great strike placement, means that they get the second set win as well.
Yeah, and this is a very, very, very scary spot for Rats. I mean, this is this X Vice have 2 sets on you. Yes, you scale a little bit with Luna. Yes, Rune scales a little bit, but X and Vice scale a lot harder than you ever will, I fear. And I mean, we can just see it here. There's a lot of damage in this draft, and not a whole lot Oh, the OAA pick.
Oh,
Frightfully fresh. Seeing the value that OAA got on the Bells last game. Maybe trying to look for something, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Notably, though, Carmine does pick up a prime time. That is a very impactful thing to have for him to have. Rune's main downside is that the moment he uses his primary, he's really easy to get around, right? Like, he doesn't have anything else, no real threats. But now you have to kind of account for 2 of them and track, like, 2 CDs. It just makes it a lot harder to get through him and get around him.
yeah, and that's kind of the chore that Sad Boys have on their end. They tried to make it work with the Supernova, but Fresh is looking so low with that Omega Infused Accelerator pick. Carmine uses their secondary, but still the barrier opens, and it's such a bad spot to be in on gates with both barriers open behind your back. Carmine does find the barrier, but it's getting bounced around by BOIS. Still has to hold the corner, or the core will slip through and create a goal. Nice strike shot, nice Crystal Thorns, but Kainoob is there. Great clear up from Fresh. Tempo Melon centers the core, slightly off angle for the barrier though. Nice banish coming out from Carmine, trying to get a pick onto Bond, and was successful. But Carmine's looking dangerously low with Bells with the core flip. Unfortunate sync with the pillar from Tempo Melon, but Bells is still there holding the core flip until Bond returns. Bond's about to return though, and they do. Sad Boys is back in full force. Great read onto the pillar from Kainoob, but nice pass. Supernova has to be burned. Tempo Melon going in through the portal, but unfortunately the core is not where Tempo Melon is. Bell's coming in with the bell ringer, and the core slips through, and finally the Rat Pack. That looked like a very good overtime point for them.
It did, and what a really, really good core flip by, I believe, Tempo Melon to stun, showing that, like, there's really good awareness to have. You just don't need to flip the ball. You can just stun the person trying to touch it, and, like, it's going to go in. Very good, and that is actually a really promising point, and this is also, looking to be okay. You did lose your first barrier, but that's a very, very promising point to win.
Yeah, I think that kind of showcased what the Rat Pack wants to do there. In these chaotic situations, Carmine is low on energy, and I don't think Tempo has an elusive either. So all 3 members of the Rat Pack have some orb munching to do. The second orb, third orb comes in. Kainoob Supernova does not connect with the goal. Carmine playing out of their mind right now with that prime time primary going through the portal once again. Kainoob rotating it to the bottom side of the goal, but Frightfully Fresh and Tempo Melon do manage to clear it out. Going towards the non-portal side, both flips burn from Sad Boys, and the barrier goes down on the gates of Obscura, but Bells gets the second barrier as well, and now with the Thunderstruck, this is looking very scary, and the barrage from Vaughn. I mean, clinical play from Sad Boys.
Oh no, Carmine DC'd in the middle of it. That's so sad. And he's gone. I'm sure the teams will wait it out. Give him a chance to reconnect. Unfortunately, there is not much Carmine can do to it as far as we know. I believe it is just standard, standard ISP moment. You're just getting gapped because, for whatever reason, whatever the reason is, it's not something that's in his control. They're gonna wait it out. Let's see if it dies down. This is. I actually have faith in Rat Pack to pull this back. Both of these points have looked really, really promising since the prime time came in, and Tempo Melon, if she ever gets the stacks up on the prize fighter, will also be a very, very concerning thing. Oh, hello, Tempo Melon. Oh, what are we up to? What are we doing there?
Who's the person actually going up? It's so confusing here.
What are we getting up to there, Tempo Melon? Seems like everything is back in order. All the abilities have come back up off cooldown. Fun little part of that is that it resets the game back to a pretty neutral state. Whether you want that or not, for the players, is debatable, but...
Yeah, but we're back. And, nice hold from Fresh, but we're going into overtime, and I don't know which team's favored, but Tempo Melon right now did beat Bond on the strike war and even uses the flip, and Rat Pack take a point lead for the first time in this series.
Yeah, and this is looking like maybe the Rat Pack comeback we needed. Maybe they're gonna find the drill. It is very scary. They have, BOIS is not like suddenly not playing the game. They have managed to take barriers, and whenever Bells touches the ball, it does still tend to result in something good for BOIS. But now it's a bit more Bells just do a couple times as opposed to just once, you know?
Yeah, the Rat Pack seems to have found their defensive footing a little bit more. Perhaps we're in for a little bit longer game, but hold that thought because of Supernova coming in. But oh, nice hold from Carmine, nice use on the pillar, but still the red team is placed out of position, and Vaughn has the core flip. Nice pillar once again from Carmine, but Vaughn has so much space on the top side of the map. Bells does miss that full rush.
Oh no.
And oh, Thunderstruck coming in. Oh, Carmine wins the Strike War. Waits out the Giga to Tempo Melon. Going in through the portal. Tempo was waiting for it on the other side, but loses the Strike War. And this could be critical now coming in from Bells. Nice. Buying some time. Vaughn has a barrage. Pillar is set up to full. And Carmine trying to rotate the core down, but the portal makes it so dangerous. Bells, nice pass to Kainu. Vaughn rotating back up. Waits out the dash from Tempo. Doesn't lose the barrier. Boys are holding onto it for now, and that can make all the difference in these situations. Tempo looking to place the core into the corner, but it's not staying there. And the power core from Kainu seals the deal. We're at match point here for Boys.
Yeah, and this is a little scary because, you know, Boys actually doesn't have too much energy to work with. Notably Vaughn, if Carmine has a banish to work with. Oh, I say that and I see it go wide. But there's still a Luna Nuke inbound. Kai is very fast. He might be able to just walk out of that. I don't know yet. But this is looking like a very, very scary Boys offense.
Yeah, amazing Rat Pack defense even waits out that pillar and gets the kill onto Vaughn that you talked about. And this could be a Rat Pack. Could be the set that changes things. But Tempo is getting bounced around like Castle. But doesn't matter. Tempo gets the goal. And that's just what they need. Coming back from the brink of defeat, Rat Pack have finally won their first set in the series.
They have, and they will be probably rewarded if I had to guess. I'm just kidding. Luna's not getting anything. Oh my god. What a gross awakening
at this point?
I don't know. It's probably just quick strikes, and Tempo Melon will have to make some work out of that. Vice has some options here. Explosive Entrance is looking really nice. Maybe... yeah, it's just Explosive Entrance. I don't really know. And actually, this might be a rare draft where I think I don't know. Like what is it? What is it? Like, how do they get away with this? How do they? You win a set, but it doesn't matter. You still lose the draft. Like, I don't. Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, Vaughn's picked up the aerials. You can already see. Look at him fly. Look at the super surge, the peak performance. Bells, a little orbs. You know, we saw how he likes to munch on the orbs whenever he gets the opportunity to, especially whenever he picks up the orb dancer. So that should be very impactful once it gets stacked up. And I don't think he's at too much of a risk of dying either with his double HP awakenings.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's interesting that Carmine picked up Timeless, a Monumentalist over Timeless as well. And oh, nice kill onto full energy Exo, and that could mean the whole world here to the Rat Pack. Tempo Melon does lose a Strike War against Vaughn, and oh, great piercing shot from Frightfully Fresh, rescues the core from the goal. And nice barrage core in place for Thunderstruck. Oh, Vaughn narrowly loses control, but does maintain control. Bell's nice dribble with Bell Ringer coming in, but oh, the core slipped through Vaughn, and Rat Pack have taken the first point in the set, and I mean, we gotta celebrate every little thing for Rat Pack here, especially if you're a Rat Pack fan.
We do. They are slowly clawing their way back, and you know, it may be slow, but hey, it'll get faster as they get more awakenings, and I think it's actually really, really important to keep an eye on Tempo Melon. Double prize fighter stacks already, looking to be a third. Oh, that little supernova. Don't mind us. We'll just use our... We know that's your ability, but we're going to use it for ourselves, I think. Yeah, little Sad Boys corner offense here. Frightfully Fresh needs to watch himself.
Yeah, I mean, the Omega Infused Accelerator does take away your max health. Looking really low, especially with no evade, and Vaughn just keeping that core onto the side, just threatening every Bell Ringer. Even just holds on, just hovers on Bells, but that means Tempo gets both barriers and just wins everything. Tempo Melon, hello! The brawler from Rat Pack is making some waves here.
Yeah, as Tempo typically does. I feel like Tempo is... Tempo's a brawler that gets up to some stuff, but then like decides that she just wants to win, and she'll lock in, and she'll take her quick strikes, and she'll go win. Like, you know, don't start falling asleep. Just because Tempo, like, if Tempo Melon's gonna lose, it's gonna be on her terms, you know? And I don't think she actually wants to lose. I think she just wants to have a little silly moment here and there, you know? Clarion, Clarion game 1 Dubu.
Yeah, we'll forget about that if Tempo does manage to pull this one out of her back pocket somehow, because that strike placement right between Vaughn and Kainu means that they get both barriers, and Vaughn has to use their eject button defensively.
Okay.
Insta-flip does bait out the flip from Vaughn, doesn't connect, but Kainu still has the core flip, is going to use it, doesn't get a barrier. Going through the portal, Tempo is right there set up. Barrage, once again, Tempo has a second chance. Oh, wins, but the eject button is stacked. Carmine is now in position. Bells gets through somehow with a core flip setup. This is looking dangerous here if you're the red team fan. But Tempo goes in. Vaughn even beats that. Tempo survives. That's huge. Nice pillar coming out from Carmine. Doesn't get the gold though. And Bells trying to get their hands on the core. But the portal plays are so good from the Rat Pack. Nice stun from Vaughn. And now the core just going at super speed onto overtime. Who wins on overtime, Flop?
I'm heavily leaning towards Rat Pack with a good banish actually gonna find him, but it's not enough. But yes, as I was saying, it's probably Rat Pack. Oh, Tempo Melon, Mog Bells, why don't you?
This is looking so fast, but Rat Pack are holding on to their one barrier. They lost one barrier, but it's okay. They're holding on to the second one. Tempo, nice play with Carmine, even getting it through. Kai Bainu. Long kind of double defense here. Nuke from the Luna! There we go, that's gonna send the core off into the angle. And Rat Pack are back. Set 5, let's go!
A game that was, honestly, a series that was looking very, very boys' favorite. It suddenly flipped itself on its head. And Rat Packs here are looking real comfortable, I'll be honest. Tempo Melon has her options, Deadeye, extra spec. 1-2, twin drive. There's so many options, it doesn't matter. Kai forced to deny that from the Rune. If Rune gets any more banishes out on the field, suddenly the game becomes giga ultra uber scary. And you know, once again, X is very happy. This character just is down to take any awakening in the game. It doesn't matter what it is. But there is a lot of value for both teams here. Like, this is still anybody's game.
Yeah, I mean, Set 5X is definitely a thing. Carmine brought down low just from a whiff with that bell ringer. But Kainu also looking dangerously low. And now Rat Pack pile on the pressure and get their second barrier. Nice rotate up to Kainu. Nice dribble to Bells. But the portal plays once again from Rat Pack. Just once the map opens up, they're playing so well around this X. The Bells getting value with the X Maximus. Can they get a second barrier? No, the core goes for the portal immediately. Kainu answers, teleporting up. But now Carmine has the pillar behind their back and isn't scared to engage with the 2v1 of the backline. And now Lunanu coming down. Kainu, great rotate around, getting it through the portal. Carmine giving it to Temple Melon with the pillar. Even half formed, that pillar does so much right now. And a nice banish on to Vaughn means that Tempo gets the goal somehow.
Yeah, they're flashing the boys emote. I don't know. I'm sure it's a little, they're all friends. It's all just in good, hard nature. But it is very, very funny to see. Of course, what can you do about it? Rats though looking very, very comfortable, and I'm starting to think maybe they just take this set. Like it's not even close.
Yeah, I mean, Vaughn has some great clears that they found. Tempo wanted to take Kainu off the field, but the core blocked. Save from the boys, and Carmine taken off the field. This could change the tides. Fresh and Tempo both have a flip, but they both have to burn it to survive against Bells, who's looking really scary. They're just going to get a barrier for free here. And now 1 second until the rune comes in, but the flip from Bells.
Oh my god.
But Carmine saves it with the secondary. And Thunderstruck coming in. Vaughn has a core flip though. Saves even that. Does Carmine with the pillar. Looking so strong. Tempo with the quick strikes value. Tempo's looking so low though. This can be so scary. Nuke coming down, trying to get Bells. And get some pressure onto Bells. Thunderstruck coming down. Oh, Power Core coming down. Bells is there for the Strike War, but Carmine is double defending. Tempo Melon wins the Strike War. Stuns Vaughn, doesn't get the second barrier. And Carmine playing the corner here with Tempo, hooking low. Nice flip from Vaughn to stun. And even goes to take the Strike War, and Kainu is on full defense. Great read, great pillar from Carmine from the Rat Pack. The Rat Pack is so back, but win from the Carmine. But Bells is there, but X Maximus, the Tempo's looking dangerously low. Nuke coming down defensively, dashing in, and wins against Vaughn. And we're at match point from Rat Pack.
Wait, but they're beast. Wait, they all just
Yeah.
took their interactions and they just kind of mogged them low key. Like I don't know if anybody saw it, but Carmine shut down the X dash, by like pillaring behind him and then like taking this strike. I don't know. It was really nice. It was like a really small interaction, but I think if he doesn't do that, it loses. And then Tempo winning the 1v1 Vaughn. They are holding it down so well. They cannot. It is such an ironclad fortress, and oh my god, Tempo almost does it again.
Yeah, this is looking so dangerous though for Rat Pack because their gates are open. Oh, but they equalize the barrier count. Kind of has a core flip though. Or might almost at core flip status, but that's also the same for Bells using core flip, and there we go. I mean, that was a point that the boys had to win, and they do.
They do, but it is a lot of investment, notably the Kainu flip and the Supernova, and Carmine and Tempo Melon about to have theirs. Bells does have his to work with, but, you know, it is certainly... It's hard to get, like, a good flip on this map sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful movement from Tempo Melon. Nice dribble from Carmine. Unfortunately, slightly off angle, I believe. Doesn't connect with the barrier, and Bells gets the second one. And now we might see a 0.5 if Bells gets their hands on the core one more time. Vaughn, really aware of what Tempo Melon was going for, dodges certain death. But that means that they do get the core in their side of the corner, the Stab Boys. And oh, the pillar, really scary. But Vaughn managed to get back with that aerial speed. And Bells looking for that full rush and gets it. And 5.5.
Set 5.5. Bells gonna go away with whatever that was.
Unfortunately.
Regardless. Low evades for really anybody on the field, it seems like. Bells, Carmine, Tempo, all nothing to work with. And we can see the damage start to come out, and it seems to be in BOIS' favor right now.
Oh. Yeah, turned on its head by the Luna Nuke with the Room Banish, and that's exactly what they've been going for, and get the kill onto Bells. Once again, the tables are turned. Kainoob and Vaughn have to play their lonely 2-on-2 on their side of the field. That's not where they want to be. Carmine setting up. Frightfully Fresh does not miss the tip of the barrier. Tempo forcing out the core flip from Vaughn, but what a great one. And they do almost take the barrier. Fresh has a core flip though, and Bells really wants to beat it out of this Estelle. Great dribble from Carmine. Sets up with the Luna Nuke. So much damage. Giga does save the core though. Fresh, great flip onto Carmine. Great read and a great pillar. Oh my goodness. The Rat Pack is back.
Wait, the Rat Packs are here, and they're taking us game 3 from, dare I say, a game that was against the Sad Boys, the current leading team, and also in a series that was pretty BOIS favored. But it maybe, you know, the Rats just took some time. You know, they just took some. It's like an old car. You know, you gotta let it warm up. You gotta let him go. Let him get there. Get a couple minutes to breathe. But, I mean, look at these stats. Jesus Christ. First of all, it's a bloodbath. Namely, X Vice, 75k damage almost. But also, it doesn't really matter because Tempo Melon decided that she wanted a big 9+0 and Carmine behind her to help with 8 of those and 2 of his own.
Yeah, I mean, Carmine that game was just like, okay, open up Tempo, I'm going to shovel the core to you many times as it takes, and you're going to win an interaction against Vaughn. Tempo was like, okay, I can work with that. And they did, and that was impressive. I gotta say though, Gates of Obscura, this was the Rat Pack's map. This was their choice, this was their best map. And they gotta make it work on a map that they might not necessarily like here on game 3.
Yeah, I could definitely see that being a problem because it did really feel like a lot of the plays that were happening were because of the map, which is a good thing to have. It is really good to have a map that you kind of know and you can make plays off of it because you're, you know, interacting with the map in a way that is overall good. However, if you go to a map, which we're not sure what the next map is, but you know, if it's something I would say pretty standard, you know, like maybe an AtLab, or it's an Inky's. Of course it's an Inky's. These are the boys we're talking about. It's Inky's Splash Zone. This is a map that I am very scared for the Rats for. Because I know Vaughn loves this map. I don't know how Kainoob and Bells feel on it, but I'm just thinking about Kainoob character pool. He's probably fine, and I know Bells is fine. That guy plays extra. Like he's completely chill, and if he really wants, there's Erasmus in there too. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying that like Fresh and Carmine and Tempo don't know how to play Inkies, right? I mean, we've been playing with the same maps for years now. Like everybody's had their hands on Inkies, but in a competitive setting where every mistake is punished by both teams, it's going to be a little harder if you're playing with a map that you haven't necessarily toyed around with. And Rat Pack just showed so much map knowledge on Gates that I'm not sure if they can show the same on any other map.
For sure. And looking at the awakenings that we've drafted, and it's going to be a bit of a gross situation. A Juno, not a Juno, sorry. I looked at Hotshot and thought Juno, as you do. But a Hotshot and a Super Surge means that Juno is actually a character I think both these teams have in the pocket. So I wonder if that'll get a ban. But that also opens up the idea of, like, I don't know, Centauro maybe? Probably not. I don't think people are very fond of Centauro right now, even though I think he's completely fine, and the haters need to. I'll allow that message. There's a lot of picks here that are on the table, and I'm really curious how the ban phase is going to look out, because I think the bans will dictate what happens.
Yeah, I mean, we saw an Inky's game last series, right? It was HMG versus the Bozo Bunch. Yeah, and they banned banned Aimi. Yeah, and they took Estelle Kai. They split those two top priority midfields up. But there's hot shots on the field, so Juno's obviously big threat here. So you like what you say. I think absolutely, I agree with. Someone's gonna ban or someone's gonna take the blob.
Yeah, and that is a very concerning pick, I think, for a map as open. Because if Juno gets access to red speed, the barrier is just so massive.
Yeah.
That Juno gets
no goalie.
Like, red speed's very impactful. Yeah. No goalie can really consistently hold it against the red speed. And Rat's actually going to be banning the BOIS. They've decided that they do not want Vaughn on that again, and that makes sense with what we saw. That makes sense. There was a lot of value we were getting out of the eject button. Surprisingly, I feel like we've seen a lot of Kai today. Initially with Merchant, now with Vaughn.
And he was
BOIS. Good. Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was a really good pick on both games. He got a ton of value. That does mean that Rats are also going to pick up the Estelle first pick. She's going to be very happy on that hot shot start. I don't know who it'll be. Go off last game, probably Frightfully Fresh, but we don't know. BOIS did ban the Feeny. Just go ahead and get the damage game out of there. That character is unbelievably ill. And we're back. We have another Luna. That is that I'm willing to stake my life. No, I'm not. Because that's red.
Don't stake your life.
guys, do not. I'm fine. I didn't say it all. I actually don't know whose Luna that is, but
okay,
I do know that it's probably Vaughn's Atlas. And on a hot shot start on this map, I imagine he's going to be very, very comfortable.
I mean, Luna Atlas. Are we going to see a gentleman's handshake for a no Juno Inky hot shot start? Is that what's happening right now?
I'm down, and I can definitely see that being something these teams do. I can see. Oh, wait, do we see the Bruno?
No, are we gonna see the Bruno? Is that what's going on?
They're remaking.
Okay, they're remaking. It's fine. We might see a Juno yet.
I was so excited. I thought maybe this would be the Bells Bruno that I've been hearing whispers about in the wind. I'm always down to see more off meta, more off meta picks. I don't know the word I'm looking for.
More unconventional stuff, yeah. I mean, this week has been great for those. I think we saw Loom and play double brawler, I think, at some points. I've seen some hints of that.
We did. We have seen a lot of interesting comps today. Which might be a good thing. Maybe the world is healing. We're seeing more and more people branch out. And we went from what I would consider a very cool start to A start I hate.
Oh.
Prime
Yeah,
time.
where'd the hot shot go?
Okay,
Oh,
never
start's not
mind.
changed.
Just kidding. I saw Prime time show up and I got scared. Turns
Yeah,
out it's the
no,
same
it's
start,
just
Supercharged
innocent.
Hot Shot. We're just remaking the drafter. I imagine they locked the wrong character or something.
That makes sense. I mean, we can pick off where we left off in Start Theory crafting too. I mean, we might see a Bruno. We still might see a Bruno. We don't know. What else is there with Hot Shot that's good? I mean, Estelle was picked. Atlas was picked. I mean, how do you feel about the Luna? I feel like Luna's not necessarily like a super big Hot Shot character, but then Sapboy's drafted her. That might have been the
I think
mistake.
I think it's a character that can be very, very volatile, even if it's not maybe the best. First of all, Hot Shot is actually fine on the. I know people like think of Luna and you think of like a damage character. And it is true that she does want to like drop all of her damage. However, it is also really nice whenever you have Hot Shot on that character because you just red speed so frequently. If you hit a rocket, if you hit a dash, if you hit a ult, and you're actually likely to hit a lot of ults where you hit the core, so you get a little bit of a refund there. And as we can see, it's looking all the same. Instead of the Atlas,
We have a Rune.
Yeah, we have a Rune instead of the Atlas. And I'm suddenly lost because that changes a little bit of everything. Going into the last draft, I saw the Atlas and I assumed that was Vaughn Atlas. As I know he plays it occasionally on this map and on a hot shot start, that just seems to be what made sense to me. The Rats looking like they're just gonna lock a pretty standard comp, I think. Estelle Rasmus.
Yeah.
Throw all your stuff at the goalie, see what happens.
Definitely wonder. I mean, I wonder if the Luna Rune is there. I mean, maybe they saw last game. Hey, I see you use that combo. It looks fun. I'm gonna use it too. But this is game 3, guys. So they got to put whoever wins here wins the series. There's no takey backsies. Oh, we see an Atlas pick here from the Rat Pack. So it's pretty standard Inky's comp, like you said, and we see a Luna, Juliet, and Rune from the BOIS.
I am pretty comfortable saying that it's probably Vaughn on the Rune.
Yeah.
And I'm just initially, based off what I know as a player, caster, commentator, whatever you want to, all my OS knowledge, I think Rats drafted a better team.
Okay. Are you gonna put your life on the line?
No, I'm not putting my life on the line. Absolutely not after last game. Maybe another series. But never count Tempo Melon out. Never count Carmine out. Never, Frightfully Fresh. No shade to Frightfully Fresh. He just didn't really. He just had a good game. But Red Side boys, as much as I want to be like, yeah, boys, that's my favorite team. I can't comfortably say I like Rune Luna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but maybe
we gotta see. We gotta see because this is definitely a very different comp from last Inky's game that we saw, and that was such a quick and brutal Inky's game, and this might seem a little more core control even. But we do see the first barrier get taken with the piercing shot from Carmine with the Aqua Jet power pressure. And Tempo Melon getting in around Vaughn. Rat Pack is off to a great start on this one.
Absolutely, and we have 4 hot shots in this awakening. The only people opting into Super Surge actually is the Luna and Rasmus. Tempo Melon probably wants the secondary speed, if I had to guess, so that she can just go around the rune pillars. That can be a little frustrating, but it also allows you to secondary from further away and still manage to impact, which is quite nice on this map. Yeah, we're gonna kind of just slow it down. See, Tempo Melon's trying to just survive, and I imagine this will be a real threat later in the game. Right now, I don't think it is, but I mean, yeah, you have an Atlas behind you. Is there really that threat? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Celestial Intervention just used almost liberally just tossing it out. Carmine using the flip, but Kainoob is read that timing like the book. Bell's coming in with the dash punch means that the barrier is open, and that's gonna be the Aqua Jet loading in for Vaughn. Nice. Dodge, but Tempo Melon, nice Rasmus hook as well, and just pushes through despite the Aqua Jet going on.
okay, Tempo Melon, deciding that, like, you know what? We're just going to play a traditional brawler this game. We're just going to do what's worked in the past. And I can respect that, you know? I'm going to reinvent it.
Why fix what's broken? I mean, great offense. Rightfully Fresh has to burn their clip on the other side of the field. Nice Luna. Doesn't even need the pillar. Just gets the kill off of just raw damage. Kainu doesn't use the flip, still holding onto it. And this is potentially a set winning point for Rat Pack. They really want to just end it here. Bell's dashing in. Fresh holds the secondary until the bitter end, and they hold the barrier. But two flips on the side of Kainu, who misses Carmine, and now Vaughn has to play a 1v3, and this is such a dangerous map to defend on. Core flip used from Kainu, has to hold the core for the room killer to come up, and now Bells has the core flip. They might have to use it here, and they do. So Sad Boys are following Rat Pack. They're trailing 1-2, but it's still Sad Boys.
Yeah, that is one of my probably favorite things about Luna, and it's not really like a Luna midfield thing. It's just a Luna thing. Like, if you have a Luna on your team, and you have, like, she just drops that ult on top of the enemy goalie, it feels really, really oppressive to deal with, because, like, you either have to evade it, and then possibly, like, get dash punched, or, like, you know, you just throw the ball, and then the Luna nuke follows up. It does make for some really nice, like, situations like that, where you just push the goalie out of the way and say, here you go, take this freebie, this one's on me.
Yeah, oh my goodness. The freebie in question is Carmine, actually, who was saved by the Celestial Intervention. A great timing from Fresh. Carmine is all back up to full HP. Nice Rose Warp, but read by Vaughn, and now Bell's dribbling up, dash punching in, gets the barrier. Answered by Carmine, though, with the piercing shot, and now Tempo looking for the kill, looking for the goal. Double Aqua Cannon coming in. Bells rescues it from the other side, and now Tempo Melon is banished by Vaughn. Nice hold from the Rune goalie, but a great backwards piercing shot from Carmine thwarts Bells' offense. And Tempo, nice hook, but the redirect blocked by Vaughn, who holds on to the flip for just a second too long. And that's all they need. Rat Pack, use Energy Burst.
Use Energy Burst pings are coming out, and we'll see what the Estelle is granted. Ooh, actually a very, very important draft. Twin Drive, getting that out and away from this, just anybody really. But getting that either for your Estelle or your Atlas is very, very good, especially on a map like this where kickoff is very important. Having those extra CDs is really nice. And Rasmus is also pretty happy here as well, picking up the inner focus, you know, rightfully Fresh. I'm sorry, take a seat. You're not getting anything too fun, but, you know, take your cast to last. You'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, it might help Fresh if he has to hold on to the, you know, makes the Celestial Intervention last that much longer. So the Brawler will have to time it instead of waiting it out. Oh, that was a scary moment from the barrier. So hard to hold. Luna Nuke coming down. Celestial Intervention just lasting a little longer. Exactly saves Carmine, but Kainu says no. Okay, go back. Just gone. Power play on the side of Sad Boys, but they did use a lot of abilities, and Tempo Melon has hers. Using the Whiplash. Still has a Pendulum Swing, though. Uses on Bells, though. And now they're trying to get it out through this Rune Pillar, that just holds forever. Dash thwarted by Tempo Melon, but still the pillar just in that corner, just sectioning off that map. And Bell's 1v1, 2v1 with Frightfully Fresh, still holding onto the barrier, is the Rat.
It's going to go around. Bells and Vaughn on the wall. This is not really where you want the ball. You ideally want this, you know, on the other side, because getting it through on this long side is just so unbelievably hard. On the entirety of this lobby is about to have core flips, by the way.
Yeah, Kainu had the core flip, and Carmine is the next one to have it. Nice hook from Tempo, but Vaughn did read it. Aqua Jet pressure coming in. Carmine with the core flip. They do hold, though, due to Sad Boys. Kainu trying to beat up Carmine and force the core flip out, but it's going to be used offensively like that. And Vaughn's strike shot just going a little too slow. Save that core.
Yeah, really nice shot. Also a really good attempt at the save there. If that would have saved, low-key, I would have... Insane if that would have saved it. It would look so cool, but alas, it's not going to. You know, Vaughn Bells do have flips, so there is like real potential here for them to just like take this point, but I don't know. They're down a barrier, and we know how this goes. If you lose your barrier, you lose because the water cannon is... It's the water cannon. It's Inky's water cannon.
Yeah, Inky's water cannon does the job for you. Bells using the core flip, I think, Oh, they were looking for the kill onto the Atlas, actually. And Aqua Cannon is here. It's down, and Bells is just gonna get the goal. No cannon needed. Whatever, we got it. And Sap Boys tie up the set, 1-1.
And we're kind of seeing Inkies. Like a very flip-floppy map, I think.
Absolutely.
It's very, very easy for these teams. I mean, the rounds go so fast once the I'm having a stroke. Once the goalie barrier.
Barriers are down?
Yeah, the barriers are down. Yep. Really weird. You know what? You gotta take it. How do you break?
That makes sense. We're good. We're good. Oh my goodness, what a piercing shot from Carmine. Gets the barrier wide open, and they even have control over the midfield. Bond is holding, but the Aqua Jet is just gonna make so much pressure. And Tempo just beating it through to Luna. I mean, these points are longer. These points are longer than Bozo versus HMG. But they're still pretty fast.
They are still pretty fast, and I think that is probably something that you're very happy with if you're the Rat Pack. You don't really want the ball to go too fast because you have an Atlas, right? Still, Rasmus might be okay with it going fast, but like, still, there's a lot of volatility in a fast core, and I think you kind of want the ball to be a little slow so you can just set up your Estelle stuff, your Rasmus stuff, so your Atlas isn't like stressing out too much.
Yeah, right now it's Carmine who has to get straight back at the orb. Tempo has the core flip though, and this is a point for them so they can burn it at an opportune time, kind of just holding on for dear life. Oh, and then they win, Kainu! I mean,
he's doing the thing. That's why he's Kainu. You know, like he just decided that he wanted to win that round, and actually, I mean, beautiful little setup, the little dribble to get the strike reset around, and I mean, Rightfully Fresh just cannot get back in time, unfortunately. But, you know, Tempo Melon does have a flip to work with, so if they really want to end this point out, like, it's a possibility. Oh, I lied. I'm sorry.
Oh, the flip now in favor of Sap Boys and Bond Bells and the Aqua Cannon and Kainu. Just making sure the offense just stays on that side. Banish onto Tempo, and there we go. No flips have been used from the Sap Boys side, but it's okay. They won the set. I mean, oh my gosh, Kainu.
Yeah, and that's the X factor, no. You know. Maybe not actually X, but that is the Kaidoob effect, I guess. You know, he just decides that he's gonna win it, and that's actually just enough to put it in. Deadeye actually surprisingly not being picked up. It's gonna be Glass Cannon, which
extra special spectring Deadeye and Kaidoob just takes Glass Cannon. I mean, this is Aura.
That is a little interesting. I don't really know. I can't tell you why. I guess the move speed, a little bit of power is a nice middle ground instead of opting all in on the Glass or the Deadeye. But Rune does pick it up, and Carmine seems to be lagging out. They might not wait it out. They don't have to. The boys do not have to respect the wait, especially after cooldowns have been used. And it does not look like it's going to be Carmine looking like he's back. Yeah, I think... Oh, I'm sorry. He is not. And it's just going to play out. There's not much we can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, once the point starts, right, it's a little hard to wait. Bells just gets the barrier and pushes it in, Flame Flurry, and hopefully Carmine resets back. There's a short break between the points.
Yeah, we do hope that he can find that.
No
get that figured out, because... Yeah, that is a very unfortunate thing, especially on a game like this, you know, when all the marbles, and man are the marbles oh so yummy. Oh, goodbye, Kainu.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, Bells is set up strongly, but Strike Shot from Rightfully Fresh is going to deny that. And so much damage, but coming onto Bells right between the secondary. Nice Banish dodge from Tempo, making sure to work with that. Oh my gosh, the Strike Shot from Mondo denies the offensive from Rat Pack, and Bells launches on the orb on the side of Fresh. Kainu dashes into Tempo, and this backing up speed every second. Nice redirect, or not redirect from Tempo, getting the barrier. Vaughn has to play around, but Kainu returns just in time. All three members of Boys have flips. Both of them use it. Kainu uses it first, gets the core out, and now Bells is waiting in the sidelines, going there through the astral projection. Nice Strike Shot, and a teleport through. Double Room Pillar. Oh, holds! Does not go. The core does not go between the barriers. And now Bells Rose Warp Stun, but the pillar is there and the kill onto the cell, and the pillar holds still, creating an advantageous position for the boys, and Vaughn intercepts that with a well-timed strike shot. Bells is there, nice dribble, flame flurry it through. Oh, but they hold the aqua cannons here. The fourth member of the boys finally thread the needle there, and Bells finds the goal.
I don't know, dare I say, though, I think we're seeing a little bit of nerves from both teams, actually. We're seeing a lot of things I feel like don't normally happen here on this, last game. Inky's neither team really chilling comfortably. It's not a crucial match by any means. This is no elimination match, but it does seem like both teams really want to win. And Bell, a little dash punch means that Bells actually might be able to put it away and claim Sad Boys their second set.
Yeah, Tempo passed the core flip though, and they can keep it right here. Flame Flurry, but nice pendulum swing from Tempo Melon, and a great pass from Carmine means that they're set up with a 1v1. I mean, that pillar just does not go away. That's timeless creator value right there, even with the core flip. Bond using it this time and waits out the strike from Tempo before getting it through. Pillar still holding value right on top of the Tempo Melon. Doesn't need fall, and Frightfully Fresh has to deal with the Bells right on top of them. The secondary even is dodged out and has to use the Astral Projection. And Kainoob now with the core flip, just getting the core to the sidelines menacingly. Nice reset, but still Bells is there and punches it through and even gets the cheeky KO. After that slight disconnect, the Sad Boys have really found their footing.
Yeah, it does seem like maybe there is just a little bit too much pressure being built, and Bells is going to be rewarded heavily with his choice of peak performance, prize fighter, 1-2, stacks on stack. I mean, God, everything and more you could ask for. He's going to be opting into the peak performance. That makes sense. You just kind of want to do the little core control. You're not worrying too much about killing people. Your Luna's going to get some damage. Your Rune's going to probably get some with Monyu, if I had to imagine. Actually opting into the 1-2 punch. We're feeling exceptionally violent today. And yeah, I mean, this is, again, another draft where I feel like, yes, the boys got a lot, but Rats, Prize Fighter is always a scaling thing that you need to worry about. One kill is all it takes sometimes. Stacks on stacks, inner focus, Rasmus is going to be very, very strong, especially whenever he's got a super surge and a build different to put on top of that. And a little team player for your Atlas, nobody's ever complained about that.
Yeah, I mean, Rat Pack has definitely stepped up in terms of power levels of Awakening, right? But I think the fact that they just killed Tempo Melon just like that is a little disturbing. Stacks have been reset. Thankfully, it was just the first point of the set, but hopefully that's not a case for more things to come, because Carmine is also looking low. Celestial Intervention with that cast blast creating some value, but Carmine does not have evade anymore, and that pillar is just holding forever. Vaughn places at the most strategic points. Nice dash from Bells, rotates around, but Vaughn's there with a fully formed pillar, just waiting and waiting. The Obscura is open, unfortunately does not banish everybody, and Tempo wants to get the barrier nice and out, but Vaughn denying even that with the pillar. I mean, goodness gracious, Vaughn is doing so much here in the net, and even gets that with a strike shot. Carmine forced to burn their energy, and Vaughn's walking up slowly but surely. He has the core flip. Els has a core flip. Doesn't want to use it for the goal quite yet. They want to save their resources, but here it is. We see the punch. Great strike war window from Tempo, I believe. But still, Vaughn putting on so much defensive pressure. The core slips through. Finally, the core slips through the barrier, and now Bell's getting it to Tempo Melon, who redirects up, but Vaughn does use the core flip, and Kainoob also has a core flip now, and using the Aqua Cannon, the Rune Pillar stays strong. The second one hidden underneath the first one stays strong. Another nuke coming out, burning Carmine's resources. Nice dodge on the banish. Tempo Melon is on point, but Bell's trying to get it through, and Kainoob connects with it as well, and eventually we see the boys on match point.
It is, and this is a very, very... It's so back and forth. It feels like every round is anybody's round. Vaughn and Tempo Melon locking eyes, both having these moments where they just soul read each other. And unfortunately, sometimes there's just nothing you can do whenever you look into the other person's soul. Yeah, this is a terrifying spot to be with Rats. If they want to win, they have to pick it up. 3 more points to go before they have another safety net of a point they can take, loose.
Yeah, they have to play perfectly at least for 3 more points, and Tempo Melon trying to go in with the Whiplash up and ready. Can they get around Vaughn? No, they can't. The hook even goes astray. Bells and Kainoob just running on top of Carmine, wresting the core from the clutches up that cell. Carmine trying to get through, but gets banished instead. Nice block from Frightfully Fresh. Even tries to turn on Kainu, does not get the kill though, and Bell just dribbling through. Tempo Mill wins the strike war twice, and the Crystal Thorn's coming out, but Vaughn did wait for it. Nice Rune Pillar, and now Carmine's looking so dangerously low. I don't know if the Celestial Intervention's there to save them, but they are dodging around. Kainu survives that. Survives the missile, and now Tempo Mill trying to put on pressure, trying to save Carmine, who dodges the dash from Bells. They faded out a lot of skills, but they need to make something happen with it. The Pendulum Swing is the start. Crystal Thorn misses, but they do get the piercing shot, not off, but Tempo Mill finds the barrier. Foreflip used, and a hook. I mean, that was what Tempo Mill was trying to do. All those points ago.
Yeah, beautiful setup from Tempo. Probably the only winning play at that immediate moment, and because of that, actually, there is enough time. Tempo Melon fully stacked, 150 pancakes. Oh my god, it almost all went away as I would.
Carmine survives, and the barrier goes down. Oh my god, the Rat Pack's so back. They're so back.
They're back.
10 seconds and 10 seconds. Rat Pack has just made this equalize the whole set here.
Yeah, they have. They just have so much. They got so many resources to use. I feel like, you know, with all the CDR, 26 from Inner Focus on Tempo Melon, and Tempo already taking the barrier. That means the beam is online for them, and the boys need something now.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of split, but unfortunately, the Aqua Cannon is a little stronger than most of the strikers on the field. Unfortunately, so does lose against that. Tempo Melon coming in, wonderfully timed pillar from Bomb, but the hook from Tempo Melon. We're going to set 5 once again. Rat Pack has equalized themselves once again with the boys.
Wait, never count Tempo and Carmine out. Holy, never count the rats out. They're always here. And I mean, oh my. Oh, that is Tempo Melon. Primetime quick strike, heavy impact. There's so much. Honestly, I thought Tempo Melon already had quick strikes with how she's playing. She's low-key moving a little different, but like now she's got like quick strike plus, I guess. You know, Luna primetime, I guess, but is that even really that threatening? I don't know. I really don't know. And Estelle also managing to pick up a heavy impact, the abilities, the damage, the cooldown, and your Atlas gets improp. He's reached the grail, the holy grail of improp on Atlas. There's so much in this draft, and I'm looking at boys draft. Your Siege Machine rune is not that threatening, and neither is your OAA Julie, I have to say.
I mean, Bells is moving with such speed, and they get the barrier, and Bells reaches even that. Oh my gosh, at that point does miss though. Bells is there with the Flame Flurry, gets the kill, unfortunately rescue, but oh my god, never count speed out. Speed is so good. Bells gets the kill, Bells gets the goal. I mean, sad boys.
Okay, I know I said the OAA wasn't that scary, but every time OAA has been picked up, I think I've seen it win. I don't think I've seen that Awakening lose. I don't know, maybe they know something I don't. Maybe it is actually secretly cracked, but also Bells is like losing no HP. He's got 2 more.
The Siege Machine range! Oh my gosh, Bells is so fast! Stop this person! Oh, the nuke's coming down! Oh my goodness, I'm lagging. And the Octa Cannon comes down, okay, I'm back. The core flip, the goal, I mean, it's the Sat Boys, just so much momentum behind them. They're hitting like a truck.
They are, and unfortunately, Rats have no stacks, no prize fighter, no inner focus, 30 pancakes. Like 30? That's not even a stack.
Oh my gosh, that's like the Denny's leftovers pancake after like a day at LAN or something. But Bells is so fast. Bells is crossing the midfield. They need to do something about it. The pillar's coming down. The battle of the pillars is won by the right side pillar, and now Fresh has to walk, but doesn't want to walk too far forward. The banish range from the Siege Machine is working wonders on this Rat Pack, and Kainu has flipped now. Tempo, great placement, almost taken off the field. That's so scary. Off the cannon coming down. Vaughn has core flip as well, almost taken off the field, but a piercing shot does use flip this time. Gets it around the hook. Frightfully Fresh has flipped though, and Vaughn trying to make sure that they have the teammates before committing to a direction, and they do get around. Bells is so fast. Tempo, the Luna slightly messing it up, and piercing shot, but Vaughn gets it past the pendulum swing somehow, some way. Bells is running on towards Frightfully Fresh. He has to use astral projection, and now the missile coming down. Tempo Melon with the whiplash even wins against the pendulum swing once again. Vaughn dies though, and Rat Pack is at 1-2. They're trying to get to a 0.5 here.
They are, and Vaughn did die. That is a point for them, but notably also Carmine did not even get the prize fighter stacked up, immediately falling victim to the fiery. the Fiery Flurry or whatever it's called. You know, the Julie special.
Yeah, the Flame Flurry. So that is a bit of a bummer for the Rat Pack, but they need more moments like these. Tempo Melon looking low. Celestial Intervention used. Oh, Bells gets it around, dashes forward. Gets the secondary from Atlas out onto cooldown. Bells has foreflip as well, rotating down to a dangerous side, but Red Team gets it through. The Sad Boys are back in business. Bells is zipping up with foreflip Flame Flurry used, but unfortunately the core wasn't there. Tempo Melon trying to get the Whiplash online, and they do, but the core just slipped through once again. Wins the strike. Now the Kainu gets a kill on to Estelle. If their prize fighter stack wasn't at 0 before, it's 0 now. The nuke slightly greased, but it's okay. They got so much damage out. Rotating it upwards now, dashing it in, and Bells gets it over a stun. Frightfully fresh. Carmine is back, but the backline of Rat Pack is in shambles. Aqua Cannon waited out, though. Very good play from Tempo Melon. Kainu past the core flip. Now a great piercing shot covering the out clear. Means that Tempo can play. Oh, a slightly missed strike. Means that the secondary from Frightfully Fresh has to come back. Kainu rotating it back down. 1v1 once again. Kainu is back, zipping in, using the nuke. Get the pressure on Bell. Saved by the Aqua Cannon, which ends just in time. And oh my gosh, Tempo Melon. She's making it happen.
We're going set 5.5.
We're going set 5.5.
Craziest game of the entire season, dare I say. I mean, both these teams are so they need the win. They need the win. The water cannon is going to be volatile. The banish trying to look for something. I don't know. There's so much on this game.
Yeah, this is they're trying to prove themselves to each other at this point. You know, like it's kind of zipping in, get that barrier open. Bond almost has core flip. And they're going to get it right there. Tempo Melon looking low, doesn't have time to get into the Celestial Intervention. Aqua Cannon's coming down, but the core is not quite there. Bell gets the kill. Oh, does not get the kill. The Aqua Cannon ends right at the perfect time, and Tempo gets the Whiplash onto Vaughn, meaning that the net is open for both teams. This is 5.5. There's nowhere to go but forward. If you lose this, it's over. And nice Rose Warp, but a pillar from Vaughn answers. The hook was not there in time. Fresh has a core flip now, and Bells is coming back to answer it. Whiplash coming down. Whiplash is out. Pendulum Swing is out as well. Bells misses the kill. The nuke is coming down, but Fresh holds it and uses the core flip. Bells has a core flip as well right between them, but still the core goes around. Pendulum Swing coming out, and the dribble, and the goal. Tempo Melon makes it happen for the Rat Pack, and they take it over Sad Boys 2-1.
Holy... my god, cinema game, okay? First of all, well played. Both teams put on a crazy performance. I'll be honest, a game ago, I was looking at Rat Pack, and I think before the big switch up, a game ago, I was looking at Rat Pack, and I was thinking, it's not looking good. It's really not looking good. I was already planning about how I was gonna say Rat Pack, you know, they put up a crazy performance in that even if they lost the series, they took a map off BOIS, the only team to do so. But no, they decided that they don't want just one, they want two. And while we're at it, let's take a series as well. That will be the BOIS' first defeat of the season. The only two defeats of the season, actually. They haven't dropped a map except against this team today. And, I mean, the stats say a lot. The stats are right here.
Look at the goal stats. It's so funny that you see a 9-1 on Tempo, 9-1 on Bells, and 2-7 on Carmine and Kainu. It's just, you know, it's so close that any single mistake could have cost him the game. And oh my goodness, I did watch genuinely fun Inky's game. I love it. It was amazing. And now I think NASL just got that much more competitive. I think that's 3 teams in the 4-1 line here. I think that's the Demon Time. I think that's Rat Pack, and now I think it's the BOIS. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what we're gonna be seeing, and that's just so fun to watch. Like, there's so much more things to watch as we go into the coming weeks.
Yeah, I am not familiar. I'm sure we'll have the games updated, but that is a massive win for the Rat Pack. Congratulations. That is... I mean, you know what? I'll say, for those that watched the pre-show, Vaughn called it. He said he was losing that game. I'm almost certain he did.
Hey, I mean, he I think he called it 2-0 though, so that's a little bit more. But I mean, I'm
whatever.
that was a good game.
that doesn't matter. It was a great game, and the Rats finally getting very comfortable. 4-1, 4-1 for both these teams. And I mean, we still have 2 more games to go today. Very, very exciting. If you have anything left to say, go ahead. Otherwise, I think we'll go ahead and cut to break.
We're going to be back, guys, but we're going to be back with Dog versus Polar. That's also another super integral game if either of these 2 teams want to have playoff chances. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back.
Match point of Grand Finals, a long journey, all comes down to this. Looking for a passing lane, there's the opening on the outside, the pass, it's wide open, a beautiful shot to the corner, they've reached the summit!